Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a really cool project inside of crypto, and it could be the Web3 YouTube. Sounds interesting, right? So stick around. What's going on, people? My name is Aaron and welcome to US Crypto. If you are new to the channel, this is the place you need to be to do deep dive inside of crypto projects, and that will give you the confidence to potentially look at what you want to do with your portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just a guy on YouTube and I am doing research into these projects. So, hopefully that sounds pretty cool. If it does, then press subscribe, give the video a lovely little like. And yeah, let me know what you guys think while we're going through this project. Okay, I'd love to know your opinions. So with no further ado, let's go into what we're looking at today. JoyStream right here, and it has a market cap of 25 million. So yeah, we are looking at a low cap gem, not a degen play or anything, but a low cap gem. And in terms of circulating supply and all that stuff, it is not really being shown. So that part of this review you might have to find somewhere else, because this is not what it's showing, right? So the information is hard to find on it. Maybe something to think about if you're really into all that stuff. But in terms of the growth, right, we've got absolute crazy growth. It's a new coin, so obviously hasn't gone for a bull market scenario yet. And yeah, we've obviously got quite a lot of growth. So if you were looking at this coin, let's say a couple of months ago, you would have got in very, very cheap. You probably would have 10x already from where you were. So yeah, potential in the growth, right? And yeah, so something to think about in terms of the growth of it. But what is the actual project about? Why is there a little bit of hype around it? Well, let's get into that now. So this is going to be the first overview. We're going to look over real quick just to tell you what it's about, and then we're going to go into deep dives. Okay, so here we go. So JoyStream, the streaming platform empowering users, and it's going to change creators, and I'm sure it's going to say builders as well, right? So that's pretty cool. So build on and operated by JoyStream blockchain and a DAO, so that's a decentralized organization. So pretty cool. So here is what we'll be looking at. So it's basically like a YouTube, you could say, but for the decentralized space, so Web3 space. And yeah, and it seems like you can actually, from what I'm going to get from this, is like NFT videos, right? That's what I'm kind of getting for this. So yeah, tokenomics, look, key metrics here. So you've got joy, total supply here, and then FDV is here, right? So yeah, but it's just showing you the total supply is about 1 billion, I think. Or is that trillion? I think so. Yeah, well, quite a lot of supply, right? But yeah, one platform, multiple apps, so that's pretty interesting. So they're going to have potentially multiple apps. So JoyStream is an open source platform with an open blockchain at its core, powering multiple video streaming apps at once. Videos uploaded via the app built on JoyStream can reach consumers of other apps on the network, allowing creators to expand their audience with a single account without extra effort. So that's a really cool concept. So basically they provide different apps to you and it's all linked to one. Pretty cool. So imagine you had your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook all linked and the same following count, and it all had the same value, right? That would be quite interesting indeed. That's a really good concept. I would say the idea is quite good. So yeah, so you can check out some of the apps I'm looking at. So look, check out the apps built on JoyStream. So here you go. So Gleave. So Gleave has its own sole focus on Web3 and crypto content vertical, bringing together like-minded creators and viewers around the shared passion of present and the future of crypto affairs. So it's like a crypto type of YouTube, you could say, right? So that's pretty cool. And then you've got media. So what is L1 Media? Okay, so for education, news, science, entertainment beyond borders, first communicating run gateways by founding members, implemented new features and funding models to empower creators. Not too clear actually what this is, okay, but from here it looks like games. So maybe you can play a game. So yeah, and then you can so that's kind of what I see from here. It looks like you can put different like platforms with games on it and stuff. So it's like cross-platform with games, videos, all that type of thing. So yeah, pretty cool. How about starting your own video community? So yeah, basically it seems like you can implement this with code inside of whatever you want. So that's pretty good. So you can customize, launch, build, and earn. So you can earn. So the earning part, let's have a look at that. So get paid a share of the value the creators and audience generates. So okay, that's pretty cool. So it is a bit like that. So it's like NFT videos, you could say. because then it gives you, the person who potentially owns some of it, a piece of the pie, right? So, and the creator. So I like this idea. It's a very cool idea. So open source code base with rich feature set. So all apps built with the Atlas open source code, full feature set, NFTs. Okay, so it's NFTs, creator rewards, creator tokens minted from day one, and benefits regular updates with new features released. Pretty cool. So payouts, how does that work? So you got rewards for publishing your videos. Publishing videos can get creators cash rewards from a JoyStream DAO council on a regular basis. More popular videos receive greater awards. Cool. So yeah, kind of makes sense. So the more your video kind of goes viral, then better off you would be, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's like a payment gateway, it seems like, or area for where you can do that. And then yes, here's showing you some stuff where payments are made from Joy tokens, and other people have actually got onto this already, it seems, right? So yeah, video monetization with NFT sales and royalties. So yeah, I think if you think about it, it's very cool, right? So no disrespect to YouTube or anything like that, but obviously you have to go through certain rigmaroles to be monetized and all that. And if you're a small YouTuber, you're going to find it really hard. It's a lot of effort to try and get monetized. So with this, is if you own your own videos, then obviously people can also, you know, own it with you. So that's quite good, because if you're watching this video, obviously you're just watching it, you might not get paid from it or anything like that. But with this potential new platform, you might be able to get paid for watching one of my videos, for example, or anyone else's. So that's pretty cool, right? Kind of get a piece of the pie together. But yeah, here's some creators who have jumped on this. It's time for the community to become channel's main stakeholder. So yeah, well, like I said to you before, so viewers can be turned into evangelists by holding a share of their favorite channels upon purchasing a channel token. Yeah, very creative idea. I think it's a very cool idea. This should be the greatest time in history for creative people, and I think we have finally figured it out. So that's pretty cool, right? And this statement is true and false, I would say, right? So it is and it isn't, because for example, we've got AI, and AI can do creations now. So that's one of the problems with being creative right now, because obviously computers are taking over some of your jobs, right? And this is not good. It just is what it is, right? But yeah, due to network effects, economists for scale, regulations, and political interests, we are today left with a handful of massive institutions. That is true, right? It is like that. The whole thing is a monopoly, right? These big companies basically run everything, and yeah, smaller companies, it's hard to push them into the mainstream and them get a piece of the pie. So that is just the reality that everyone faces now. It's crazy, but it is what it is. So yeah, not a creator, help build the future of us. So this is the DAO. Okay, so I think this is all the different people who are helping build it. And yeah, have a hand in shape the future of JoyStream. So you can join it as a community and just basically start contributing. But yeah, so that is our first pass, right? I think, yeah, pretty cool idea straight away. Basically like the Web3 YouTube, you could say, right? But also gives you, the user, some power. Okay, so for example, if this video was to get 10 million views or something, right, if you could own it as an NFT, and you'll get a piece of the pie. So it's like sharing it with you. So if I was to do that and made loads of money out of it, whatever it is, then you will make loads of money out of it. So yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. But obviously that's just the idea. Let's drill down even further, do a little bit more research. So let's do that right now. Okay, so where am I going to go first? Okay, so this is a DAO. So basically, if you don't know what a DAO is, it is a decentralized organization. So usually DAOs, you can't really find a team. But guess what? I have done a bit of digging, and I can actually find some of the people behind this. So let me show you what I found. Okay, so I managed to find this guy right here, and he's the founder at what is it called? It is called JS Geniuses. Okay, and he is the founder of JS Geniuses, but he's also part of JoyStream, as you can see. Okay, and from what I have seen, I think he's the founder. So I will show you what I found to why I think that. So for example, this is the Twitter, and then basically he's the co-host, and it says co-founder in it. Okay, so I've got you, man. I found you. All right. So but yeah, basically if you look at his background, so he's obviously just showing that he's doing JoyStream and this company right here. But then other than that, that is his only experience. Okay, not to say that is his He hasn't done anything else, but yeah, he's got education behind him, which is cool. So yeah, he's got a doctorate at University of Oxford. So that's pretty cool. And then he's done some other educational things in terms of university. But in terms of his experience, to be able to pull this off, it's quite hard to judge him because he doesn't seem to have any experience other than this, right? But yeah, something to think about, okay? But then obviously I've got a lead now. So my lead is this company right here, JSG. And now I can go and do a deep dive into that. So here we go. So JSG, and that is basically JoyStream who is behind it. So JSG is behind it. And yes, you can see some other people who are related to it. So there's other people I will show you. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at COO and we're going to look at the co-founder. Okay, so co-founder first, right here. Okay, so this dude right here is his experience. He seems to be present on something else as well. So he's GM faster than light technologies. That is what he's looking at. He's working on, and he's looking at this as well. And then before that, he was a student. He's been a consultant, manager, but yeah, we can see some of other experiences from him. But yeah, at least he's got experience. I think, you know, he seems not too bad, and he's got some experiences, right? So, but this is his first time being a CTO, just to let you know. So the other person we found was Martin. Okay, so here you go, Martin, and he's the COO of JoyStream, and you can see some of his experience as well. So he's a structural engineer before, and then a teacher before that, teaching maths, and then yeah, been to different universities. So you can see where there's a link between some of them. So they've met at university. That seems where the link is. But yeah, not a bad team, right? I wouldn't say anything crazy in terms of like unbelievable crazy experience, but yeah, not a bad team. At least they have some experience in technology. So yeah, something to think about. So next I'm going to go to partners, right? So obviously saw the team, but we want to see if they have any partnerships or anything bullish like that. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so another thing, so yeah, just before we go to partners, this is actually what they show on their website for teams. So you probably will find it hard to find the team. You have to do a bit of digging, which I showed you. But on this, you can actually see what they're doing with partners as well. So here you go. Here you go. This is basically the investors, or you could say partners, right? And we've got some interesting one actually. So one thing I think is quite interesting is Bitmain, right? So Bitmain, Arthur Hayes is behind it. He's a really interesting guy, knows his stuff. And they were like one of the first crypto, you could say, derivatives exchanges. But yeah, you don't really see them on these type of things that much, right? So I think it's quite cool that they have Bitmain in here as an early investor. And obviously you've got the usual suspects type of thing. But yeah, this one I would say for me stands out a bit more. But yeah, that is the partners, okay? So the next thing we are thinking about is the idea, right? Is it a good idea? Is it a big idea? And I would say, yes, it is. Okay, so that's one of the strengths I would say for this project is the idea. It's never really been done. I mean, I suppose it has been done a little bit, but not in the same way. You've got some other competitors in the last bull runs who have done similar things. But yeah, it has potential. The idea is big, so it could do quite well just off the idea alone. So yeah, idea, pretty cool. The next thing I'm going to be looking at is going to be the website, right? So you might be like, why are we even looking at the website? Well, the website is the sales pitch, you could say, right? So this is where everyone's going to be going and looking if they are looking to obviously get into this project. So this is going to sell us the dream, and it gives us all the information we need. So this is where the user experience is really important. This is UX crypto. That's what UX stands for, if you didn't know that. So it's all about user experience, right? So this is where we're going next. We're just going to look at the general site. And yeah, I would say this is actually quite a nice looking site, right? Branding, colors are really nice. I like the whole dark theme. You get quite a lot of information. It's kind of showing you what they are potentially going to build, right? And the potential behind it. Yeah, so definitely I think the website's pretty nice. Gives you quite a lot of information for what this will be, and it's showing you like up and coming stuff which will happen. And yeah, really nice, right? And in terms of it being the best website I've ever seen, I don't know if it's the best website I've ever seen, but I mean, yeah, it's got a potential. I would probably say, you know, they could do a little bit more stuff with animation. I'll probably put a little bit more video. So for example, I was trying to find like a sort of trailer on here to how it actually works, like a working product. I would want to see that, right? As in this whole thing here could literally be selling me exactly how it works, right? Other than just a picture. and the same as here, you can actually show the different products. That's how I would improve this. Yeah, something to think about, right? But yeah, not a bad site, I would say. Okay, does the job. So the next thing I'm going to be looking at is going to be socials, right? So social media, we need to see if they've got a little bit of a presence. So that's kind of where we're going to go next, right? So let's have a look at that. Obviously, I showed you a little bit of this already, but we're actually going to look at the properly. So, 58,000 followers on Twitter. And then we also have some stuff here. So just general posts, but we want to see like interaction. So for example, on this one, we've got 58 comments, 7,000 views. So we're getting some interactions, but before that, only 4 comments, 2 comments, 3, start a little bit, right? They've got a little bit of presence, but nothing crazy. Okay, so that's something to think about as well. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. They're a new project. At least it looks real. Okay, but also 58,000 followers and only a couple comments. Yeah, I don't know. You got to think about that again, right? It's something to think about. The next place though we are going to go is going to be the tokenomics. Okay, but for this, it's been quite hard to find it for some reason. There's not a lot of information out there for this, but I'm just going to do my best to show you what I have found. Okay, so let's do that with some information on tokenomics. And where I really think we can look at here is more just around the decentralization, because in terms of the vesting schedule, there isn't anything here. Okay, so if we were to look at the token allocations and stuff like that, we can look at decentralization of it. So it's not actually that decentralized, I would say. So for example, you've got 32% going to investors, and then GS Genesis, now you know who they are, right? Is them again, right? So their actual company, so it's like 60% going to them, and then the community members fund, which I don't know what that is. That could literally be the team again, because the community seems to be very much the team. But if you're getting involved, for example, with the project, then you're going to get paid through this, I would say. So yeah, this is kind of where it's a good bit. And then you got reserves, strategic partnerships, and all that, right? So it's not that bad. It's not like anything crazy, but yeah, generic type of stuff, right? But also on this here, you can see like different investors, for example. So I don't know if you can see that, but like Bitmain right here, so which I was telling you before. So they're the second biggest investor. Digital Currency Group is first. So yeah, pretty cool. And you can see this. So yeah, interesting information. So the next thing we are going to look at is the product, right? So is the product out? Can I rank it? I think that's what we need to look at. Okay, so if we go back onto this, from what I can see, the product is not out. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I would assume if the product was out, right, you would have a place where you could actually like download it or look at it or something like that, right? And I can't seem to do that. And obviously you have a video showing you how it works and all that. Okay, cool. So it is out, right? So forget what I said to you about product, right? But yeah, so the product's actually out. Okay, so this is it. So you can see the marketplace and watch different things. So yeah, we can think and look at this and weigh that into an equation and see this is like a YouTube, right? So pretty cool, really cool. All right. Next thing we are going to be looking at is going to be the coin utility, right? And this is where I've looked at this already and it's actually quite interesting. So let's get into that. So what can you do with the token, right? The Joy token, this is where all the fun should be happening, right? So Joy, being JoyStream's native token, is used to govern and keep the network secured. It uses a currency in all dApps built on JoyStream. So literally it's a currency for anything that gets built out of here. So that will be pretty cool. So where can you store Joy? So you can obviously store it around on different wallets, all that fun stuff. But how can you get started with Joy? So you basically use any of these platforms. But now also you can look at other stuff you've got going on here. So Believe and Pioneer, and that is where you can do well with it. So where can you buy and sell Joy? Obviously that's Mexi, if you want to get it there. How can you earn Joy though? So this is where we want to know the actual utility of the token. So what can we do with it? So as a creator, you can publish videos, sell your videos at NFTs, pretty cool. Set up your creator token. Nice. So become a gateway operator, join a working group, and validate and stake. So these are all the things you can do. So yeah, very interested. I think in terms of token utility, this has really good token utility actually, right? So it would be potentially good on that area that you would look at. If you're into token utility and you think that all like tokens will have great utility, you're going to do crazy well, then that could be a strategy for you, right? So here you go. So yeah, what can you do with the Joy token, right? So it's just kind of showing you again, but you know, I don't know why they're showing you this twice, right? But yeah, basically showing you the same things again, right? But yeah, how the Joy supply is changing. So this is what I found quite interesting. So Joy tokens are minted when validators are rewarded on their work, counselors, workers, and lead are paid out, creators are being rewarded for publishing high quality content, JoyStream based applications are being recognized and rewarded, financing, spending, proposals, and bounties. And this bit is very interesting. So Joy tokens are burned when? So they do a burn, right? This is where is pretty interesting as well. Okay, so a creator token is sold, an NFT is sold, application fee is charged, new content is published, content, transaction fees burning. So yeah, that will be cool. So you've got high supply already, as we know, but they'll be burning it every time people are using it. So yeah. So yeah, that is that done, reviewed, all that stuff, right? But you know, if you're really, really bullish on this, then you probably want to look at how bullish we can go on this, right? And we need to look at different benchmarks and where things can go. So we're going to go to do a bullish target for this, right? And where am I going to go for that? Well, I'm going to have to find the benchmark, right? And I've actually had a little look at some. So let's look, okay? So I'm going to be using Steam for our benchmark, right? So if you don't know what Steam is, it's an OG social media coin, right? If you're new to crypto, you probably won't know what this is, right? But I've been around since 2016, and this has been at one point the social Web3 kind of YouTube tab thing was quite big, right? So it's a similar user case. So here, just to give you a little bit of an overview, so powering communities and opportunities, and they basically pay you for being able to like, share, all that type of stuff, right? So it's a bit of a similar concept, right? So just letting you know, okay? So what would we do as the benchmark? So here we go. So if we look at the market cap, that's how we are playing this out. I don't know what's going on with this thing here, but yeah, you can see that the all-time high, right, for Steam, and this was in 2017, right, was 1.6 billion, right? And then if we're looking at what Steam is right now, we're currently at 80 billion right here. So there's our two targets. So this is bullish target right here. So we need to do a calculation to get to that, right? So if we were to go to JoyStream right now, it's currently at 25 million, right? So if we was to do 25 times by 3.18, and that gives us around about 80 million, right? So that means you could 3.18x, right? If you was to get Stream's market cap back, well, now, right? So you might think, well, that's not bullish, right? There's not much going on. But, well, you need to look at the space, right? So social media and obviously this type of YouTube thing, or I don't know what you want to call it, centralized social, all that type of stuff. It's not a narrative, really. It's not a big narrative. It might become a really big narrative, right? Not to say it won't. It just hasn't really fully taken off before, right? As in, it's got some popularity in the past, but nothing to the point of like a Bitcoin narrative or a layer one narrative, or you know, those type of things, right? So that's just something to think about. But you know, that's just a bullish target. But what if we was to be really bullish on it, right? What if you think that this could do pretty damn well, right? So then we go to the super bullish target, okay? So then we would look at what we need to do there. So if we're going to go to Steam right here as the benchmark, so it's a 1.6 billion, what went through it to before. So we need to look at that, right? So how do we do that? So we're going to do 25 million again, I think it was. Yeah, 25 million, okay? So calculation ready at our fingertips, okay? So 25, okay, million, and we're going to do times by 64, and that gives us 1.6 billion, right? 1.6 billion. So that means, yes, you heard it, a 64x, okay? So not bad at all. So what do you guys think? Do you think that I am underplaying this, right? Do you think that I'm not even giving it a very good chance to go far, or do you think I'm too bullish on it with a super bullish target? You let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your opinion. I mean, it's something to think about in terms of this is a narrative that hasn't really taken off yet, right? But it doesn't mean that it won't. For example, NFTs and stuff, they weren't a narrative before in another previous bull run, right? In the last one, it was. So you need to think about what could happen in the next upcoming bull market. This could be a narrative it might hit, and everyone is going to jump on this, and it'll be a first mover in terms of the way it's done right now, right? So yeah, I wouldn't write that scenario off, but at the moment we have to benchmark it, in my opinion, about what's happened previous data, right? And that is what I'm seeing as previous data. But if you like this video and you like the project, then yes, give it a lovely little like. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, stay around for the ride, man. So if you do want to stay around for a ride, subscribe, right? This is the best place you should be right now to be finding these gems. And right now, if you are interested in looking at how I'm scoring these projects, then I'm going to have a Patreon coming out very soon, and you're going to see my strategy and how I actually review these things and benchmark, and you'll be able to see what I think is really good from that, right? And what the best projects are. So you can cut out all the rubbish, right? And I think and hope that you will like that. But if you didn't like this project, that's all good, because I've got some really good ones as well I can share with you. So you should look at this video right here, and you should look at this video right here, and both of those are really good. But if I do not see you, I will see you at the top. Bam.